The computer provided with the laser cutter system by the Library Commission uses CorelDRAW as its principal vector graphics editing tool. An important thing to remember on graphics layout as it applies to this laser cutter machine is this machine does have functional differences when processing vector graphics versus raster file graphics. Vectors, as you know, are mathematically defined line files, which no matter how large they are expanded to or how much you zoom in, they will never appear to be pixelated because they're defined as a mathematically defined line rather than as a collection of pixels. For example, this box is made up of the 4 mathematically defined lines, whereas a raster-based file, which is made up of a selection of pixels rather than mathematically defined lines, can be expanded to the point at which it appears to be pixelated. This laser cutter system can engrave raster files, but it can only process cuts on mathematically defined lines, so the only vector lines can be used to cut through materials. When adjusting vector graphics in CorelDRAW, there are several menus to keep in mind. If we select the item by clicking on it, we see these little black tabs appear. The outline pen tool in CorelDRAW can be used to adjust the properties of vector graphics and lines. By selecting the tool, we get a drop-down menu. This allows us to adjust our line weight to make it thinner or thicker. The laser cutter will automatically detect and process your graphics differently based on the characteristics of their lines. Any line weight that is heavier than hairline will automatically be engraved by the laser cutter software, whereas hairline lines, which also are purely red, so we can go into the color selection menu, and on the right-hand side, we see our red channel is at 255, the maximum value, and green and blue channels are at 0. When we are both fully red and hairline, the laser cutter will cut on this line and this line only. The laser cutter software does allow for composite processes. For example, we can type hello with our hairline fully red box around it. This will cause the laser cutter to engrave the graphics for the text and then cut on the red line that outlines